Press it again, the red button.
Is this yours? Is this yours? Is this yours? Welcome to Barefoot's latest show. Is this yours?
Is this yours?
We are rehoming a bunch of old media. This could be called Misplaced Memories, possibly a better title. So join us in watching.
Ooh, is this yours?
Is this yours?
Is this yours?
You may be able to help solve a mystery. Hello, how you doing? Welcome back to Is This Yours? The second episode on film in the 50s. This here footage is amazing. Straight up. I love it. I love the outfits. I love the film stock. I love the familyness, the togetherness, the shyness. Christmas Day. A lot of guns on Christmas Day. I love seeing a family. I love families. And I think it's sweet to see these families. I want to actually find these kids and celebrate their past. Reunite them with their past. 100%, that would be amazing. That's the goal of this here show. Is this yours? Initially, because I'm kind of dumb, I thought, this makes me think of The Christmas Story. I bet you this is shot around the time that The Christmas Story takes place. So I Googled, when does The Christmas Story take place? 1940. On the dot. This is not the 40s. This is clearly the 50s. I did a bunch of screen grabs and reverse searches. I'm doing all these little skills. I don't know why I keep doing this. Give it away now. Look at me swimming in my ability. It's clearly the 50s, based on the cars, and they have a television set in their living room. Also a little more clickety-clackety research. In 1946, there was only 6,000 televisions in homes. Fast forward to 1951, when there were 12 million television sets. This takes place sometime in the 50s. But what do I know? You guys are better at this. The hive mind, the collective hive mind of the internet. So, a lot of vacationing, okay? We got a trip to Washington, D.C., 2 trips, which I just think is so sweet. 2 trips to different cemeteries, which this guy clearly knew a little bit about film. Let me interrupt the vacations to talk about the gentleman behind the camera. Look at this shot of his daughter in the cemetery. He's probably on like an overpass because he's not too high, but he's on a full zoom tracking shot. And he keeps her in frame. If I had this gentleman for a camera operator, I would have been very happy. You know when you get your film developed, not Super 8 because that happens when you're not there and it gets shipped to you. But when you're developing your film and you're sitting in that lab and you're always got your cameraman, your DP, if that happens to be 2 separate people, and this is when you'd look over at Armando or Jacob and be like, you knocked it out of the park, buddy. Also, check this out. This is strange. Pete and I watched this. This made us kind of creeped out at first. Like, what's that dude? You see that dude? Maybe he didn't want to waste precious memories. Let's say you have a second or 2 of film left. You know what I always do when we get down to that? I do little bursts because I like the light leaks. You guys like the light leaks too. They make filters for it now. But to do true ones, I would like blast, 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 blast. And then you're getting all these little quick images on film with light leaks. That's how I don't believe in tails. I do believe in tails on 16. No, that's Super 8. Get all those light leaks. Man, you're learning experimental film techniques from Barefoot and Independent. What was I saying? I never get sidetracked. This is so odd. Oh, so I think he's like the original self shooter. This guy is a self shooter before there was even a thing as self shooters. At the end of 80% of these film reels is his head. His head. Almost like a check the gate type thing. He's checking the gate all right with his noggin. Always at abstract angles so they look cool. And that's why we kind of thought it was creepy at first, because some of them are on screen for like 2 seconds, but some of them are on screen for a couple frames. So you're like, whoa, 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 what was that? What was that head? What was that head? You're watching this like lovely family. You're watching this motorboat. So you just keep getting these close-ups of his head. Let's string them all together and let that breathe. We don't have a lot of raw footage for this family. About 10 or 12 minutes, I want to say. So he had a good shot of his daughter, all the weird check the gate shots of his head, and he had like a penchant for having the kids come toward me, which is really cool and kind of forward thinking. Everyone's used to still cameras, so everyone knows what that is, your whole family. Cheese! But what do you do with this new medium? These motion pictures. What do you do? And so for him, and he does it 3 times on these couple roles that we have developed, approach me. It's awesome. Like a little soldier march. Okay, get back there. Approach me. Sometimes it's singles, like his daughter, like go behind that chair and approach me. Another kid, get behind there and approach me. At one time when they're outside of their home, the whole family, everyone take turns. Get over here. Okay, kid number 1. Kid number 2. Kid number 3. Can I do it right now, please? Okay. Jason. We talked about vacations. So Washington, D.C., 2 different graveyards, Niagara Falls. And they shot at Snowbowl in the 50s. I'm gonna guess they live here. Or it could be a vacation spot, because Flagstaff is a huge vacation spot. And I was just like, that's just a snowy hill. And Pete's like, no, take it back. No, look at this, look at this. This is Snowbowl. There's a shot overlooking. You see a shack in the wall and the mountains in the background. I've stood right there and took some pictures. Do you know the little clip of the Grandma Gone Wild? That's from this. And that's gnarly. On my first watching, I'm like, whoa! That grandma just went bam, bam! In the 50s. That's like a hardcore woman. That's like Rosie the Riveter. She don't care. Scoff at me. Put it on film. I'll do whatever I want. I like these first 2 episodes. Gives you a little contrast. Gives you a little insight into home movies. I think a lot of people think of home movies as what we saw last week. 90s, shoot everything, video camcorder. However, home movies used to be shot like this, the 1950s. 8mm or Super 8, relatively similar. The celluloid, the base and emulsion. What are we doing here? I love this footage. It's a couple rolls of film that went to a post-production house, developed and transferred. I've done it many times in my career. I shoot a lot of Super 8. It's got some cool music on the VHS tape. One of the reasons how I know it went through a post-production facility for developing and transferring. In this case, who knows? It could have already been developed and they sent in the exposed film and just got it transferred. I always do developing and transferring at the same time, same cost, bundled, bam. So, if this was the 50s, that means these kids are in their 70s. That's like my mom and all her aunts and my aunts and uncles. Man, if some dork on the internet posted a bunch of film of my mom and her siblings, and then they found it and spread throughout the family, wouldn't that be so cool? Someone paid to develop and transfer this film footage, got it on a VHS. It doesn't have a label from a post house, so maybe it's a dub of the master. I'm guessing a few of these went out there, so people have seen this, but it could be quite some time since somebody saw this. You know, like let's say this is something the grandparents or the parents of these kids did later on in life, like maybe the 80s. And if that's so, this is like 40 years. This is all speculation, clearly. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. I want to figure it out. Is this yours? Thank you for watching Is This Yours? If you like this, check out the pilot. 1993 home video. I don't know whose footage this is. Possibly you do, possibly you don't. Maybe you're just like, check this out. This annoying guy shows some cool stuff. I mean, this isn't mine, and it's not anyone I know's. Is it yours?